The former Public Investment Corporation CEO, Dr. Daniel Matjila, says he doesn't see anything wrong with requesting funding from businesses on behalf of political parties. Matjila was responding to questions about the ANC Treasurer Dr. Zweli Mkhize, who allegedly asked Matjila to request funding from business people for the 2016 January 8 event. The PIC Commission of Inquiry also heard how businessman Sipho Mseleku of Sakhumnotho donated 1 million rand to the ANC event. Sakhumnotho was funded by the PIC in the TOSACO deal that Lawrence Mulaudzi said was imposed on Kilomanjaro Capital at the 11th hour. It's also emerged that Matjila also forwarded a similar request for funding to business people for the 12th annual conference of COSATU. Matjila detailed how he was Matjila detailed how he had met with former Intelligence Minister David Mahlobo. Mahlobo had introduced him to Pretty Low of Mason Holdings and her business partner. Matjila says the two gave him a proposal that was put through the PIC processes and was found unfit for its mandate. He says he then called Mulaudzi to assist the women with opportunities in his new venture, Ascendus Health. Mulaudzi is the businessman that Matjila asked to help Pretty Low's business with 300,000 rand when it was going through difficulties. Mulaudzi paid the 300,000 rand out of his own pocket as assistance to the business and was not expecting to be paid back. Matjila says the requests he made for funding were not instructions and the business people could have declined. So let's stay with that PIC story. My colleague Glorious Sefako-Musi is at that inquiry. We're across to her now. Very good afternoon to you, Glorious. We've just given our viewers so much information. What else has happened today?
Good afternoon, Zinga, and good afternoon to our viewers. Well, Dr. Dan Matjila took the stand this morning, continuing his testimony. He started by talking about the Ascendus Health transaction. He said that a few days after the TOSACO deal was concluded, Lawrence Mulaudzi, at the center of this TOSACO deal, this is the transaction where it was the Total South Africa's BEE shares that were on sale that Mulaudzi and Sakhumnotho, represented by Sipho Mseleku, formed a consortium to buy those shares. Now, he said a few days afterwards, a new deal was put on the table of the PIC in the form of a new formed company called Shkara Health. Shkara wanted the PIC to fund them in buying shares of Ascendis and Bounty. They requested an amount of about 1.25 billion. And he said that, Matjila said that his concerns regarding this deal was that there were so many politically exposed people on this deal, saying that some of them, he named them, saying that some of them were the late government communicator, Ronima Moepa. There was also Denim Caesar and Sizwe Shezi and someone called Titus Mofolo, saying that they then asked Shkara to clean up the politically exposed persons and also to broaden up the shareholder base. He said that a few days later, then the company came back as Kifolile, now Kifolile replacing Shkara, but then with the same request for funding to buy this Ascendis shares. And he said that he was actually taken to task as to he had just funded TOSACO linked to Lawrence Mulaudzi, and now they've decided now to fund Kifolile, saying that he actually said that they had tried to delay this process to see how this TOSACO transaction would fare, and then that he was taken to task also about at a later stage he received a call from the former Minister of Intelligence, David Mahlobo, who introduced him to two ladies that requested help from the PIC. But he said that they put their business proposal through the PIC processes and found that it did not fit the mandate of the PIC, and they referred them to other agencies like the IDC. And also, when they couldn't help, the PIC couldn't help the ladies. This involves the lady called Pretty Low, we've heard a lot about her, and her partner in Mason Holdings. And then they then did their business were going through difficulties. Matjila asked Mulaudzi to help them with opportunities linked to Ascendis as they were involved in the beauty sector. And After that, now this lady's business was going through difficulties. They asked them now to help them with 300,000, which Mulaudzi paid. And he also spoke about SNS Refinery, which involved the son of the former Deputy Finance Minister, Nhlanhla, in which at the end of the day, it is also a deal in Mozambique that involved a palm refinery plant, where now at the end of the day, they could not fund this deal, but PIC, the BEE section as the PIC regulations did not allow for BEE empowerment outside the borders of South Africa. And now we are on an adjournment. When we go back, we'll hear about Steinhoff and the Lancaster 101 and 102 deals that involved Jayendra Naidu. Back to you, Nzinga.
Glorious Sefako-Musi giving us a thorough update of what's taking place at the Public Investment Corporation's inquiry. She's staying with us and following that story, updating us throughout the course of the day.